I don't know how quick this updates, guys. Let's see. Go live. There it is. Random live. I'm gonna pop out the chat. If anybody stops by, it's no big deal. Totally random. Let me move some stuff out of the way here. Let's see if anybody stops in. I'm not even gonna worry about my phone right now. And random live. Yes, very random. Just hanging out. Actually, I just finished recording some videos. So I thought I would pop open a live and mess around with editing them while I have that out. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that though. What is up, Jay Dizzle? How's your Sunday going? Y'all having a good weekend? Yeah, just a random. No rhyme or reason. I was just recording some stuff, hanging out, waiting for my daughter and her boyfriend or fiance to come over to pick up the dog. We dog sat this weekend. Actually, I do kind of have a question while you're here. So, the knife that I was just torn on, the Remet Seahorse, which just really reminds me of the F 5.5. I did reach out to Urban EDC and they were like, never heard of them. And then they asked me for a link to the knife, and then Urban EDC didn't say anything else after I sent them the link. Um, but they'd never heard of them because I was like, did you guys license it? Maybe they just, were okay because it was a bird budget one and they were going to get a little bit of kickback or something. So I don't know. And then I reached out to some friends of the channel, some other creators, and they were like, maybe it's different enough because they were talking about the fact that it has a different hole and they added a flipper tab to it. So I don't know. I was legit getting ready to start recording on this one because I spent since what, Tuesday? No, Thursday. Thursday's live. I spent, the last 4 days with it, and I still couldn't pull the trigger to actually trying to do this. So I don't know. I don't know where I'm at. What's up, Clarence? Steven? Hey, Betty. How's it going? Just random. Uh, Grocery shopped. Aaron. Yeah, that sounds about my weekend, to be honest. And actually, after this, I'm probably gonna, and after uh, my daughter and her fiance come over, I'm probably gonna go ahead and finish up. I got the bed stripped behind me for the weekly washing, and then the towels and all that are in the laundry right now. What's up, Marco? How's it going? It is really nice here this weekend. My wife and I got out Saturday and today. We got out for like a walk before 10 o'clock. It was so nice here. I think the high today is going to be 70. So that, to me, that's like perfect weather to get out there because when you start to get a little warm, it's still cool enough to where you're not sweating to death. Um, I wanted to get my mountain bike ready to get back onto the trails to start the new season, but probably didn't make it to that. And then I was going to go ahead and just get that first grass cut of the year done, and I didn't make it to that either. Never goes according to plan, it seems like, on the weekend. Hey, Steven, what's going on, man? 89. Where are you at, Marco? 89. Let me double check that. Actually, Alexa, what's the forecast outside?
Good afternoon, Jorge. The current weather is 69 degrees Fahrenheit,
69.
mostly sunny skies. Today, you can expect intermittent clouds, with a high of 72 degrees and a
Oh,
low of 42 degrees.
so the high was 72. I don't know if we've hit the high yet or not. We're gonna have that, but not until, well, it's saying right now as of next weekend. So, my youngest is turning 22 this month, and we're gonna do his birthday on Sunday. And he's very health conscious. He does a lot of white meat, watches a lot of what he puts into his body. He likes to go to the gym and stuff. So I was like, "You want me to just grill some chicken?" He was like, "No, burgers." I was like, "What?" He hardly ever eats red meat, like very rarely. 63 out where Jay Dizzle is. Baby girl just cut the grass. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna do that tomorrow after work, because it'll be Monday, just be, overworked. So I'll probably just do it tomorrow. Um, and then I'll try to go this week to get the stuff for his cookout for his birthday. And then that way I don't have to do it Saturday. And maybe Saturday I need to change the oil in my car. And then um, probably get the mountain bike ready. I didn't ride it for the full season last season, but usually what I do, because I have like an air suspension on it, I usually just get like all the little seals and everything each year and just replace them, because that's, if you know anything about mountain biking, riding it on that type of terrain really uses and abuses it. So I just try to do that, stay on top of it. Probably could ride it 2 seasons, honestly, and not have an issue, but I just kind of do that. I replaced them for my wife's, and then she never came riding with me, but she says she wants to get back into it this year, so she should be good. She has all fresh seals. 66 in North Cal. North Cal, is that what that says? I got a little glare because the sun's out. Just got back from Napa. Marcus says he's in Florida. I don't even know how many people popped in. How many people popped in? Oh, there's quite a few of you out there. Look like, and I also missed not getting able to see some of you guys uh, at Tri-States Live, because he didn't go live because he's traveling. So I was like, well, if anybody's hanging out and around, kicking it, maybe you guys can stop by. But what are your thoughts on did anybody say? I was so busy talking. Did anybody say about the seahorse? Do it, don't do it? Broke ass knives. I hope they don't demonetize me for that. I think that's my one profane that I'm allowed to say here, because it's not kid content. But do you guys think I should go ahead and just do the review on this? Maybe I'll just spend a little more time on it and kick the tires on it. Because I will say one other channel was like, nah, it definitely looks like it, don't do it. And then everybody else was like, it kind of looks a little bit different. And then a couple were like, it's so hard, even if they didn't know that the F.5.5 existed, it's so hard to never overlap something that looks similar. But when I pulled up the picture, I was like, man, the blade shape is identical without minus the keyhole and the flipper tab. And then the scales were identical except for right here on the F5.5. They have like a little tiny notch cut out right there. And of course, they don't have the lines, I don't think. Can't remember if they have the lines. Hey, Addicted to Blades, how's it going? Yeah, that's what a couple people were saying, Jay Dizzle. All right, I'll spend a little bit of time with it. I mean, really, I think it could be very interesting. It's not for me anyway. It, I don't like knives where I hang off the back like that. I never feel like I can get a good grip on them. So this is more for, smaller handed individuals. The ladies out there might like this one a lot too, but it's still tall enough to have like a good purchase on it. Or if you like small knives, or if you're in an area where you have to have like that shorter blade. But $30 D2 G10 steel liners, ceramic bearings, it was just such a good price with the coupon that I wanted to grab it and kind of do a review and share it with some folks, because I looked at a couple other Remets that I liked. So, all right, what I'll do, I'll spend a few more days with it, and then I'll go ahead and review like the record the cutting and all that stuff separate, and then I'll come up here and do the review. And I'm gonna say Jay Dizzle said I should do it. What y'all carrying today for St. Patrick's Day? It is St. Patrick's Day, right? I'm not wearing this green for nothing, right? It is today, right? 17th? Was it today or was it yesterday? Broke AZ. Yeah, it's a bit small for me. Yeah, it's a little too small for me, but I do like to review them and talk about everything that I like about the knife, and then, just I tell everybody if it's too small for you, well, you may even just prefer one way or the other, because I know there's some guys that do have um, you know, the larger hands and they just like the small knives. Oh, what did I do with it? Where did I put? Oh, here it is. Um, Roll Shambo sold me his purple nip. And I was recording and I realized like the camera just can't pick it up. So I was able to get it for a little bit less because at the time it came out, there was just too much that was out. Where is it? I'm gonna knock it over. There's my little light. And I couldn't afford at that time because of everything else that I wanted to get. I couldn't afford to pick it up. So there we go. Focus. So you really don't get a sense of how much purple's in there on camera, but there really is a good amount in there. And it looks so pretty in the daylight. And those little hints of purple, those come out um, under better lighting. Let me leave this over here. I'll put it away later. So I was really excited to get that. So you got a couple, well, we all already saw the, oh, and Jason, Knife Dope, I let him check out my Padre. I'm actually sending it over to G-Ball so he can check it out too. He's let me check out his SOCOM Bravo Mini, I think it's the way you say that one. So shout out to Jason. I appreciate him letting me check this out. It's not going to be a full review on this one. It's just going to be kind of like, let's just take a look at it together, and then I'll share that one out there. So y'all guys got a little sneak peek of some other stuff in here, and then Austin. It is today. Okay, cool. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. I wasn't sure. Betty said it's still 51 in southeastern Ohio. Oh, I was just teasing Jay Dizzle. I'm almost on the fence. So if most people feel like it's different enough, and I didn't really think about it until I talked. I can't remember who said it. Someone in the chat. There's a couple of us in that chat that do that pass around group. A couple people said, it's hard not to have some sort of overlap. And actually, I think, could be wrong, but I think Kevin gets a little irritated because people have said that this is a mini Jaeger, and he's like, it's not the Jaeger. It's nothing like the Jaeger. I guess you can't help but draw some similarities. So I guess from that perspective, I kind of get it. If you're not, yeah, especially if you're not aware of the knife, and I don't know if Ramet knew or not. But shout out to Austin. He sent out one of his upcoming penguins in the S90V with the hollow grind and the jig titanium. He sent it along for me to kind of check out so I can do a video and try to drop that for everyone, so I can do a full review before it drops Friday. But this thing is awesome. They have really dialed in their button lock. This is probably even better for the thumb stud deployment than some of the Civivis that I've checked out. Now, I don't like the flipper tab as much, but I just don't like their flipper tab, period. So, eh, it is what it is. Do y'all hear that in the background? Sounds like someone's hammering. Can y'all hear that? I don't think the mic picks it up. Hold on. Let me see. He stopped already. I can tell when my youngest goes down into the kitchen to cook because he uses the mallet tenderizer on his chicken and he's down there. Swear it sounds like somebody's like putting a nail in the wall. I almost had a Django from Blade Binge, but someone else got it before I could purchase it. Oh. Was the titanium and DLC coated LMAX for 205. That's a good price. What are they normally like 230? I think they're 230. I do really like mine. And I love their stonewash. Their stonewash is really nice. They did a really good job on it. And then on mine, I don't think you're gonna be able to see with the light right now. On mine, maybe with the flashlight. I installed the magnets, but I didn't know where to put them. Let's see if I can coordinate flashlight, knife, and camera. Is it going to show? Oh, I think the kids are here. No, you're not going to be able to see it. Well, check out the video if you haven't. Um, Initially, I can see them. So initially, I put the first ones out here. I tried to go further out because the magnets are so strong, and I was worried about it being so thick with the thumb holes being able to get to it, and it ended up being way too light. So then I stuck a second set. So there's two sets in here back here. Truth be told, you could probably just rock those two, and those would be good enough. Hey, Steven, if I designed a new one, I don't know. I don't know that I'm intuitive enough to design a new one because my thought was for spring locks was to take the Blade Winters designed magnets and put them into that. But I would probably do, which is already being done, but I had thought about this before I'd ever saw one, and that would do take the liner lock button lock like what the Smock has, but design it for that nested liner lock or whatever you want to call it. Because I had thought about that, like, as soon as I saw the Smock and saw it was on the compression lock, I was like, can they take these plunge lock spring locks and do that? Outside of that, I don't know. I just really enjoy the knives and the designs and reviewing them. I don't know that I could come up with a whole new lock mechanism. That's a good question. What would you do? What is up, budget guy? I just wanted to hang out a little bit. I just finished doing some recording on some videos. Let me put this away because I'll end up playing with all my knives today. Um, and then I was just talking to some guys about the Remet Seahorse. I haven't done this one yet after talking a little bit with some of the guys here today and some of the other guys that are friends of the channel that are creators. I think I'm just going to go ahead and move forward with this review. Whew, that detent though. It is seriously stout. I do want to get in here and take a look at and see how they were able to do that. It feels okay because that maybe they tuned it like that because of how low that flipper tab is. That flipper tab is way below that pivot, so it feels soft when you go to deploy it in comparison to like opening it with that keyhole on the thumb hole. That feels really good. Did anybody go and do anything specific for St. Patrick's Day? Just curious. Man, the detent on it is solid though. I gotta let Austin know. I think I'm done with everything I need for that penguin. Oh, um, is Betty still here? I think the tracking said the package is gonna get to you on Monday. And then I still have the other one left, and then I did two more. Oh, you really can't see that through the packages. So I did. Oh, that's the wrong one. Here, let me just show it this way. I went downstairs. I worked on quite a few things this weekend. I did those Friday night and Saturday night. So I did more of the traditional fade on this one. It has a little bit more bronze on it, and then a little bit higher the blue after I stone washed it. I think this is kind of sort of similar to yours, but it didn't have as many colors on it, the one that you had picked out at that time. That came in Thursday or Friday. Is this the one that I already had? This is the one that I already had that you didn't want. And then I tried to do one with a little bit more blue in it. And actually, Jay Dizzle knows because I showed him the pocket clip that I had done at first on the Sleaze Bowie. So this one, I know it really doesn't show, but this one has like really dark tones up at the top, and it is having a hard time focusing on that, and then really light tones on the bottom. So I did a few of these. I did the pin. I played around with the Bowie a little bit this weekend. Not as active for me on the mod side, just a few things. I know Jay Dizzle had his micarta scale up. I forgot what he called that micarta on his Sleaze Bowie. Yeah, I would probably need to think on that to think about a lock. Be cool to figure out something that would be ambidextrous. I think the I really like the crossbar locks, but I think everybody's beef with that one is it doesn't have the detent. So to me, it'd be trying to figure out a way to incorporate a detent ball that you wouldn't have to worry about falling out um, when you disassemble it. Like if you could come up with a detent for the crossbar lock, I think people would like that. Or even like um, the what do they call it? The shark lock? I'm trying to think of the one that Demco calls it. I'm pretty sure it's the shark lock. Oh, actually, I'm carrying my Demco today. So what I did with this, because it does have the soft detent, and I think you can see those. Oh, actually, let me open it. Might be better to open it. So you can see the magnets there. They're right there. So you can see the magnets in that one. Um, and that really worked for this because now it feels very snappy. But I feel like something ambidextrous so that regardless if you're left-handed or right-handed or want to carry it left or right-handed, that would really, really work. I needed this today to break down some boxes. That would really work, but if you didn't want to use magnets, right? Because if you carry keys or change in your pocket, this is going to pick up on that. Do I have something to show that? I guess the knife, right? You can see, I think that last one really showed it. You can see that it's just going to pick up on that. So I think the trick would be you could probably figure out the geometry to make it a little bit better, but honestly, the way the lock goes over top of the spine on this one, it moves in pretty far. I would think if you could figure out how to do a detent system in this would probably be for EDC one of the best locks, but not everybody really likes the switch or the mechanism. For me, I really like it, especially with the magnets on there. A 6 pound detent. I do think I remember that, and that actually is what this feels like. This feels like it's just I almost can't reverse flick it. You see the white on my finger? And I still can't. I mean, it is just ridiculous. It actually hurts. But I also think it's because it's such a bad angle due to the thickness of the scales. That's my issue with opening holes is manufacturers really need to do that right. You need to have plenty of access to be able to get to it. Now it works good for the thumb, but it's pretty stout. But that's why I like the Roach and that's why I like the Padre so much is the actual ergos on those are awesome. You're welcome. I hope you enjoy. Thanks, Steven. I appreciate that. I like the cayenne-ish color. I don't know what cayenne is. I'm assuming that's the last one then. I don't know. The last one was the only solid one that I showed. The vintage linen. Thank you, Jay Dizzle. Yeah, the vintage linen. I posted it up in my story if you follow me over on Instagram. It's a really pretty color, even though I tease them a little bit about what it reminds me of. Yeah, I think just like if you could, so I don't know how many people have had a smock or taken it apart, but what they do is they have a detent ball that sits on a spring in addition to the detent ball that rides inside of the compression lock bar. So it's got two systems in it. But when you take it apart, you have to make sure that you put it on the pocket clip side down, if I remember right, and then remove it from the show side so that the detent ball stays in the little section that it's dedicated to. Because if you do it the other way and you lift it out, if it's not seated in the detent hole, the ball, the little steel ball that they use in there, it falls out. So I'd like to see if there's a way to do that system without losing that detent ball because it really helps the detent. An RC shock. Oh my God. Can you even flick it open? I'm trying to be thoughtful in my lock design, but I feel you. I feel you. I feel like frame locks, and there's a couple of bolster locks, liner locks out there um, that really just to have awesome detents to them. Steven says, I'm a lefty, but carry righty, whatever. And I think I think button locks personally work better left-handed because I actually prefer actuating the button with my index finger on them, even though I'm really close to the mic, so I can't get but so close to show it off left-handed. But I actually like using the button better left-handed, but I guess for lefties, if the button's not in the right spot, I'm not really touching it on this one, so this is probably a bad example. Um, but I hope I didn't hit that with my ring. I actually prefer using the index fingers for button locks. Oh man. What did it call? Jay Drizzle, I think the other day. Cool. All right, guys. Well, I wanted to hang out for a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Just a little random hello since I didn't get to talk to y'all. Y'all, if you talk to Tri-State, tell him he sucks. I didn't get to come say hi to you guys in the chat. I'm gonna go down and visit with my daughter and her fiance and say bye to the grand dog. And then I gotta finish cleaning and stuff, which, I really was just procrastinating doing that, if I'm honest. Yeah, there really are. There really are, Jay Dizzle. And I think more and more people are trying to do it. Even Vero's done some, and I think Kevin's done a few. And, Devo's got some really good looking knives, so that does really help when it's something that's really interesting or exciting. Steven, which one didn't you know they made button locks on? The Penguin that I think that just came out this year or at the very end of last year. If you're talking about that Jig Titanium Penguin, that one is a traditional pocket knives exclusive, and that one is coming out Friday. I'm looking at the chat instead of the camera. That one's coming out Friday, and if you use JDTPK, that saves $5 on that knife. So I have a reminder video dropping Friday, but it's like S90V, titanium, hollow ground, and three. I think there are three exclusive variants. So those will be available Friday. And I really like the Penguin. I personally had the Penguin large because I have the bigger hands, but I just like that model. I think it's such a good utility blade, very simple, good ergos. What's up, Fook? I appreciate you stopping by. I'm wrapping up though, unfortunately. So I hope that y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'm gonna go downstairs and say hey to everyone, and I'll see you guys probably either G-Ball Monday or over at KC on Monday in the chat. Talk to y'all there. All right, guys. Catch you later.